Hi Leo, thank you for enjoying your sweetest moments with me, merging timelines. Today we're doing a very general weekly reading. This one is always intended for sun and moon placements. If you'd like to reach out, please feel free. I do add all of the contact information in the description box below. Okay, all right, Leo, sun and moon viewers, general weekly update. You happen to be one of my very favorite signs to read for. I get so much love from you guys, and so I hope that you receive the love in this message. All right? Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for being here with me. Your first card out is the Ten of Wands in the reverse. So I feel like in the past, you've decided to let a lot of things go. A lot of things that made you feel very heavy in your own element. Like, let's say this is where you thought you should be, right? I think that because you've accepted that you made a wrong turn at some point, you're like, I have no shame in just saying that I'm no longer going to carry this for you. You know, I've come to terms with myself, and it turns out that's all I have to come to terms with, Mel. Would you believe all of that? And I believe all of that, Leo. I definitely believe all of that for you. Okay? So I see you doing this, and let's see what's going on with your present energy. So I find that you are needing to take a new direction, but not quite sure how to head out that way, right? So maybe even if you can hold the timeline that says, I have to take a new direction, I don't find that you know the road to take. And so that's why you're a little stuck, okay? So the Leo I'm reading for feels very stuck as they feel that they've understood some things about the past, understood the wrong turn that they've taken, but not quite sure where to go from here because the divine seems to have them in a holding place, right? This is okay, we've given you some keys, but we haven't given you all the keys, okay? And so please don't feel frustrated with that information, because at times, just like this reading, you'll receive some information, but not enough, because you have to hold the knowledge independently. You can't just hear it from Mel. You can't just play this snippet over and over again and feel like you have the keys to success, because I don't have the keys for success. I'm just a channel. So now that there's some part of your past that you can really say, okay, aha, that's where the wrong turn was, Mel. Well, yes and no. Okay, Leo, yes and no. It is kind of simple as that. Wrong turn here, maybe I should turn the other way. Not so much, okay? Because even though you took that turn, it's not about being right or wrong, it's about why. Now you get me. Okay? So let's get your advice card. I know, we're getting there. Just get a little bit of advice card, and then we'll talk a little bit more about this inner standing, right? Because again, it's not about Mel telling you what to do or someone else telling you what to do, because no one likes to be told what to do. I don't think Aquarius is just the only one out there, right? I think it's more about holding the highest timeline for your individual self. Okay, so let's show an advice card for Leos, please. One advice card for Leo, please. One advice card for all of the Leo, Sun, and Moon viewers. Leo, Sun, and Moon viewers. Give me one advice card. Boy, you guys are going to really make me work for this. I feel like you came to be convinced today. Oh, and we're in the energy of convincing. We don't do nothing forced over here, okay? We don't do anything forced. All right, so Leo, Sun, and Moon viewers, show me. What's the advice in this reading for my Leo? Oop, there we are. You got two cards, you don't say. Just like the Queen's energy. I just got out of Aries, and so they had two advice cards, and so do you. So the crazy thing about your reading is that you've got a little left turn going on here. So there's so much emphasis on that left turn. Now, it's not the left turn, okay? Like for some of you, come back, because we're not talking about like literally the left turn in the road. Okay, so don't go arguing with your spouse in the car about them taking a left when you told them to take a right, okay? I almost said laugh. So laugh about it, right? I feel the need to say, enjoy the journey. That's the point, okay? Not the wrong turn that you supposedly took, even though your partner said to go the other way. It's about enjoying the journey. So although you realize where you went wrong in the past and saying, you know what? No more will I act like that. No more will I be that way. Well, that's great. But the good part or the better part about it is realizing how you allowed yourself to get to that point. What part of you required that in order to absolve yourself of your paradigm? Because when you act, you're not just acting for yourself, but you're acting for your lineage, for your entire being, entire makeup, for all of those silent voices within of your ancestral plane, if you will. Okay? So, yes, it's going to be that deep in this reading for you guys. It's all the love, I promise. But it's not really a choice, I promise. It's not really a choice. So for some reason, it's getting that deep for your reading, but it is also about the Knight of Pentacles. So if you're in this current energy of feeling as though you want to take things slow, but not by choice, it's almost like the divine has you dangling in a very uncomfortable space, needing to acquire more information in order to move forward. This is having all of the tools for success, but not the instruction manual. And there's no fun in that, right? Absolutely no fun. But there is the karmic wheel that comes up in your present energy, not present, future energy, sorry. Present energy, Knight of Pentacles, having all of the tools, but not the instruction manual. And then here is your future energy. So let's talk about the future and why the future might show up this way. Yes, it's not the greatest card to have. I'm not excited in this reading, Mel, and you said it'd be convincing. Now, I did say it'd be convincing, but you do have to hear me out, okay? And it may require a little bit of patience, just a little bit. So if you're going to end back up in the karmic wheel, the reason being is because if you have the tools but not knowing what to do with them, you're not fully understanding the lesson, okay? I know, I'm just the messenger though, so I pray you still love me after this. For some reason, it's just the message for you today. But there is a lot of research going on. In your heart, you show up like the Page of Swords. Now, the fun fact about the Page of Swords, the Page of Swords is supposed to be the stalker card, right? So this person represents a person who watches from the far. This is like the person looking outside your window, like Peking Tom. And no, I'm not calling you Peking Tom, but I am telling you that for some reason, you're not ready to speak on something. You need to gain more knowledge on it. So what is it that you're researching in silence? Because nobody else knows you're doing it. Nobody else sees their neighbor peeking. Nobody sees their neighbor peeking. So why are you doing it though? Okay, because it's not about anyone else. It's about you. And this is the way you're showing up in your reality. So if this is the way you're showing up, tell me why. Tell me what part of the tools are you having a hard time putting into position to getting what it is that you want. Can you hold that vision independently? Can you? Or do you just require all the things to just sit there? Of course, nobody wants to have all the things to just sit there. They want to know what to do with it. So let's talk about your influence. So your influence is going to be, So that one's the Four of Cups coming out of rejection. Now, before we get into your advice, I feel the need to pull your angel message. So I wonder, what was the rejection? Because it's an influence, overcoming some sort of rejection. But who rejected you? Who rejected you? Now, the thing is, would you believe me if I said that you rejected you? Would you believe me if I said that the need to stand still and what you're really trying to understand in silence has everything to do about two free birds? What, Mel? Two free birds? Yes, two free birds, meaning two souls that can act independently. Okay, throwing those back in. Yes, I did it. But two souls that can act independently. Look at the two birds sitting on the sword of truth. We always talk about it. One sword represents the sword of truth. Now, the two little birds are obviously very important in the image. And so these birds aren't flying, they are sitting on the sword of truth, meaning each one of them holds a sword, holds a part of this truth, right? And so the man here, watching from a distance in silent, is really looking on how they can get to this point. The angel of clarity. I absolutely love when it all comes into full alignment. That way, even when I go left field in the reading, so much significance in left. I feel like somebody's yelling at their partner. I didn't say left, okay? Even when I go left field, they help me come back and help me try to tell you how exactly Mel goes from point 1 to point to 2 to point to 3 to point to 4 and then home base. You know, like I feel like I just ran a home run, 12-12 when I saw that. So it's like first base, second base, third base, home run. And you're like, what the heck, Mel? What was all of this? So I feel like that's what it is that it's all about the clarity, right? So you can get to the karmic wheel, but what good is doing the cycle over and over and over again if you really don't hold the part of it that you invested, right? That's the most important part, the truth. So the angel of clarity, it says the clarity of my soul flows through me when I think, feel, and act in the world. When I think, feel, and act in the world. So I feel like you're doing this right now where you're working on thinking, feeling, and acting. And what you should choose, I don't know, but all you need to know is that I choose to learn through love. Meaning whatever you feel believes in you is where you're going to feel drawn to continuing the journey, right? So pay close attention. I choose to learn through love. And so Mel always says that love is believing in someone or something. So stay very connected to those things that make you feel as if it's okay to be you. Now the next card is a bit of darkness. But the good thing about the darkness is that there's so many stars amongst it. And before I read the card, it puts a grand emphasis on the community, right? So I feel like in order for you to gain and receive the clarity that you need in order to get past this cycle, you need to look at it as a bigger picture, at the bigger picture, meaning that it's less about just you and more about the human collective, right? And how everyone has the tendency to make the decisions that you've made and how you can use those lessons in order to absolve not just yourself, but others. Because obviously working on something for someone else is much easier than working on something for yourself. And trust me, it's not by chance that it's that way. So it says, I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Through you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through eyes of the teacher of love. So much about using love to guide you. Okay? So even though you may be going through some dark times, and I didn't really see the dark times until it came up in the near future. So as you're receiving this message, please hold on to it, because what I'm talking about, you're more than likely not experiencing until you click off. And I don't mean literally, but I do mean within the next few days. If you find yourself to be in a very dark place, in a very lonely place, please find whatever you feel believes in you. Okay? So if it's that one person that you see during lunchtime at your job, that's the light that you give your most focus to, because that is going to keep you moving. And then when you feel like you can't do it, make sure you remember that it's not so much about just you, but about everyone else that may feel exactly like you do at the time. So here we are, the angel of clarity. The more we tune in to the inner light that comes to guide our actions safely, the simpler life becomes. So the more we tune into the inner light, the light in us that we use to hold for others. Again, I feel so much about what you're going through. The way that you're going to get yourself through it independently is by focusing on all the people that you can help. This is clarity, a kind of inner knowing that leads us easily and lightly to what is right. So there you go. I told you they should have made the right turn. All right, so that was a bad joke. Either way, now we get to pull in your advice cards. Are you ready? I'm ready. Advice. Wow. All right, so that's not very grand advice, but I mean, it's grand advice. Let me not discredit spirit, but it doesn't give me the woo, I'm so excited. It gives me this need to tell you that you're going to miss an opportunity and something that you're passionate about. It's no surprise because you're going through a karmic wheel. You are going to make a turn towards something that's very familiar, because there's a little bit more information that you're needing to receive in taking this turn again. Okay? So as you do so, recognize that I did tell you your advice is that you're missing the opportunity, but don't think of it this way. The missed opportunity allows you to have a clearer perspective, because you need to gain some sort of clarity in moving forward. I feel like, wow, I want to tell you that there's going to be so much at the end of this tunnel, and there always will be, because again, you're not just doing this for yourself, but for the collective. But as I merge your timelines, let me try to put your mind at ease that yes, you are a very powerful being, Leo. You are very, very strong. You noticed what you could carry and you let them go. But for some reason, I don't think you're understanding the need for why you let it go. I don't think that you understand that it's not you or it's not them, but it's for purpose, okay? And so the Page of Swords talks about, again, your heart, doing research, not quite understanding, needing to go back through a cycle to fully get this fabric, this makeup that says, aha, there it is. That was the message. And then here goes the Four of Cups coming out of rejection. But why? Why? And I feel like that's the piece that you're going back in the cycle about. You know that there's two birds that don't feel like they're free enough to speak their truth. Two people that are connecting, but they're connecting in a very, it's connecting in another realm that you can't see. This is another realm in the, right now it's like, it's shown as like animals, because this is the way it's easiest to receive. In the simplicity of how animals connect. They don't use verbs, they don't use sex, they don't use tangible items, they just live in harmony, okay? And I feel like this is the message that you need to receive, is that you and another person lived in harmony, okay? And you do this when you don't feel like you have to reject yourself nor the love that they shared with you for no reason at all, just because it made them feel as though they were in harmony. So again, here's your Ace of Swords, missing an opportunity and passion. So I feel like you're going to be a little bit out of your element, not feeling as fiery, but you may be connecting to a Pisces that'll help you hold your vision, that'll really help you see, although you've missed the opportunity, the vision still lives. So again, I did say that as Mel likes to describe love, love is believing in someone or something. Find that person who believes in you until you can see your vision again. I love you so much. Thank you for watching. Bye.